This is a strange night. This is a solemn night. This is a dark night. This is a night of shadow and grief and mourning. This is a strange night when Christians all over the world gather together and listen to this story. This story about the God who is love, the creator and sovereign of the universe, who brings forth bread from the earth and grape from the vine, who gives us life, who comes into the world as one of us. We gather together to hear the story of this God being betrayed, being arrested, being tried, being mocked, being tortured, being crucified, being executed, being murdered by the powers of empire, by the powers of sin and death and everything that makes life less. This is a strange night when Christians gather together and listen to this story and try to make it make sense. That's a hard thing to do. We want to make it make sense in a way that makes it okay, that makes us okay, that lets us walk out of here with our heads held high. There are entire readings of Scripture devoted to trying to make this story okay. There are entire theological treatises and traditions trying to make this story okay. There are entire second verses to hymns. Or if you're on a hill far away, entire hymns trying to make this okay. In that old rugged cross which bore love so divine, a wondrous beauty I see. For upon that old Christ Jesus suffered and died to pardon and sanctify me. We try desperately to make this story okay. Because if the God who is love came into the world and went willingly to the cross and died willingly on the cross as a sacrifice, as a payment for my sins, if that was the point, then we had to do it. God wanted it. Christ wanted it. Love wanted it. That was the point. And so the one who betrayed him was a hero. The one who arrested him was a hero. The one who tried him was a hero. The one who found him guilty, even though he bore no guilt, was a hero. The one who nailed him to the cross was a hero. And that means that I can come out of this still being a hero. Or at least still being good, still being okay, still being a decent person after all. After all, the cross is what God wanted. The cross was the point. Jesus was the priest and the victim, God and king and sacrifice. And so it's all okay. And I can walk out of here with my head held high, knowing that all of the evil that I have done is worth it. Because it has led to Christ on the cross, where Christ belongs, the sacrifice that makes me whole. So what I am about to tell you goes against those readings of Scripture. What I'm about to tell you goes against those treatises of theology. What I'm about to tell you goes against the second verse of a lot of hymns. The cross does not save. The cross does not redeem. The cross does not liberate. The cross does not help us. The cross condemns us. The cross is the moment of our greatest sin, our greatest separation from God. And we do it over and over and over again. In the cross, we, everyone in this room, everyone in this town, everyone watching online, everyone in the world. In the cross, all of us kill the God who is love. It is us. It is us who lay a crown of thorns on his head. It is us who whip him with reeds. It is us who strip him naked and cast lots for his clothes. It is us who drive in the nails and push up the cross and watch. Watch as he gasps. Watch as he bleeds. And it is us. It is us who dance in that blood, proclaiming ourselves washed by it, somehow made clean in this disgraceful act. And it is us who stand condemned by it. But it is also us who have to stand condemned by it. At some point, you've got to reach rock bottom, and God, we are there. We know what we have done. And we know that we keep doing it. Do you want to see the fruits of racism? It is the cross. The fruits of sexism, it is the cross. The fruits of heterosexism, it is the cross. The fruits of empire, it is the cross. The fruits of nationalism, it is the cross. And if you want to dress that up in poor theology and make it into Christian nationalism, the fruit is still the cross. every form of supremacy, every form of domination, every form of earthly power where one stands above another. The fruit is the cross. The question is, who are you willing to put on it? Who am I willing to put on it? Who are we willing to put on it? And the answer to that question of who is on that cross, whether literal or figurative, whether outside of Jerusalem or here in DeWitt or anywhere else in the world, the answer to who is on that cross is Christ. No one less than the God who is love, who laid glory aside for our sake to come into the world as one of us. No one less than the person who teaches in the temple, than the person who heals in the countryside, than the person who is desperately calling us to something else, something other than the cross, some alternative way of living that does not depend on violence, that does not depend on domination, that does not depend on one person standing above another, that is not in the thrall of empire, that is not in the service of the powers of sin and death and everything that makes life less. Here we are on this night, standing in the shadows, sitting at rock bottom, in the depth of our sorrow, knowing what we have done, knowing who we have become, and suspecting a little bit that maybe we too belong on that cross, that maybe we too must offer penance for our sin, and suspecting at least a little bit that there is no amount of suffering that will make up for what we have done, for all of the ways we have participated in this crucifixion, for all of the Christs who we have crucified, for all of the people we have hurt. At last, there is nothing that we can do. Our lives have become unmanageable. And we must hand things over to a power that is greater than any of us. Because it is only that power. It is only that power that might save us from ourselves. I wish I could end this sermon. I wish I could end this message with good news. But that is the problem with tonight. Tonight, Jesus lies in a tomb. Tonight, Jesus is in a cave. Tonight, the God who is love is dead. Tonight, hope is gone. And tomorrow is Saturday. And the most that we can do, the most that we can do is cast all of our hopes on that God who is in a tomb and pray that someday will come.